Right, a pleasant good evening to all my fans across the globe. I am here to inspire because I want you to go higher. I am here to inspire because I want you to go higher. That's my desire. And I want you to unleash your fire. So welcome once again to your favorite YouTube channel. It is always my pleasure to stand before the world and to share with you. And today, Good Friday, across many countries of the globe, I wish you a happy Easter weekend, and I trust that the words that I will share will help to put a spark into your weekend. So it's always my pleasure to come to you on a weekly basis to talk with you. And as usual, we will start off with a motivational word. I will explain to you the various services that we offer, do the presentation, give you a reminder of the services, and then conclude my presentation. So the motivational word for this evening is: uncontrolled emotions can by far exceed the resources in your possession. So please control them. Once again, uncontrolled emotions can by far exceed the resources in your possession. So please control them. I want you to take your time and ponder what I've just said, because we are emotional more than we are rational. And because of that, we need to exercise a lot of control, because uncontrolled emotions can result in unintended consequences. So avoid saying, oh God, if I didn't know. Avoid it, because time will no longer be on your side. So once again, uncontrolled emotions can by far exceed the resources in your possession. So please, my fans, my listeners, my viewers, please control them. So I'm sure that you have absorbed the message from that motivational word. Constantly think about it, ponder on it, and allow it to guide you as you navigate life. So having shared the motivational word with you, once again we remind you that we provide coaching and counseling services either for individuals or groups. We provide workshops in a range of areas such as leadership, entrepreneurship, psychology, community development, among other topics. We also remind you of our ongoing 4-week public speaking course, where you are awarded a certificate at the end of the course, where you have to do about 6 presentations plus the explanation of the various modules. It is priced at $1,200 for students and $1,800 for the general public. We also remind you of our ongoing course, the fundamentals of psychology, at $3,800, and we want to ensure that you can do this course, and that we have a payment plan where you can pay in 2 parts, 3 parts, and we'll even extend it to 4 payments to ensure that you can do this course. The certificate of completion is also awarded at the end of this course. We look at theories, we look at concepts, we look at how your history, how nurture, and a host of theories impact you in terms of behavior and thinking. We also remind you of the emotional intelligence course, attaining emotional mastery and resilience. And that course is priced at $1,800 for students, $2,500 for the general public. And then for groups of five, we are giving you a discount of $1,000. So instead of paying $2,500 per person, you will pay $1,500. And for groups of five, it will be $7,500. A certificate of completion will also be awarded for that course. So whether it's coaching services, counseling services, the various courses or workshops, we are available and we are ready to serve you at our professional best. All you have to do is give us a call at 1-868-778-5141, 1-868-779-2544, or email us at leadershipwithadifference@gmail.com. So once you call us or email us, we are ready to serve you. So, taking a cue from the motivational word where I spoke about managing uncontrolled emotions, the topic for today is taking a deeper look into emotional intelligence. As I said in the first presentation I did on emotional intelligence, the research has overwhelmingly confirmed that those who are superior in emotional intelligence, they are more successful in life. And each and every one of us would like to be successful in life. So, as a matter of urgency and priority, mastering our emotions is indeed very critical. So once again, the topic for today is taking a deeper look into emotional intelligence. Now for this evening's presentation, I'll be specifically looking at the work of Drs. Bradbury and Greaves from their book Emotional Intelligence Part 2. And there is some very, there are a number of interesting observations and findings that they came up with. So, one of the things they did through studies that they conducted was to try to understand how individuals manage their emotions on a daily basis. So they evaluated a sample of 500 persons, all right? And from that evaluation, they found that, only 1/3, or 180,000 of the 500,000 were able to understand the emotions that they experienced as they occurred. So, what we can easily deduce from that is that 320,000 or 2/3 of the sample had no idea of the emotions that they were experiencing and had no training or skill set to manage them. If we use that as a guide as to what may generally be the case, I'm being very cautious here because we cannot generalize from a particular study. But if what occurred in that study is true across the board, it suggests, or it may be, that 2/3 of us are unable or are not in that position to be aware of the emotions that we experience on a daily basis as they occur. And that is indeed a frightening situation. Just looking at the study alone, it engenders a high level of concern for those who are reading and absorbing and trying to understand what is happening. Now, we must always understand and recognize that we are emotional beings more than rational beings. And the reason for it is that sensory information hits the emotional center or the limbic system of the brain first. So we are primed by design to respond emotionally. And Dr. Bradbury and Greaves rightfully said that we always have an emotional response to everything that we experience in life, whether we are aware of it or not. So I repeat, we always have an emotional response to everything that we experience in life, whether we are aware of it or not. So whether we are at work, whether we are attending church, whether we are asleep, whether we are relaxing, whether we are lying with friends, whether we are sleeping, we are constantly confronted with a range of emotions. And many of them, we cannot give a rational explanation as to their source of origin. So, we have a task that we are all assigned to. Some of us are more equipped than others. But as I said in the first presentation on emotional intelligence, no matter where we are on the scale, whether it's low or high, we can certainly improve, right? But we must make a conscious attempt, using the principles discussed in that presentation, of self-awareness, being more aware of your emotions, of self-management, because of that awareness, being able to manage them, being aware of others, and generally using the first three principles to help you to better manage individuals and yourself. So, self-awareness plus social awareness will give you that capacity to better navigate your own emotions and the emotions of others. So, again, referencing the main point, if 2/3 of that sample and 2/3 of us are not able to understand our emotional situation, it is a cause for great concern. Because when you think about it, if it is true, and most certainly the research has suggested that it is true, that people who succeed in life are high in EQ or emotional intelligence, why is it that when you are applying for a job or trying to become enrolled in a university or a school, that there is no requirement for emotional stability? When you apply for a job, they ask you for a number of requirements. They may ask if you have a BSc in engineering, in psychology, in economics, an MSc in management, an MSc in chemical engineering, a PhD in philosophy, or whatever discipline you may think about. They may ask you how many years of experience you have in a particular field, but no question is asked about your emotional stability, except for the wiser organizations who oftentimes engage in psychometric testing, where they assess the type of personality you are, the type of interest that you have, and those who will specifically evaluate you in terms of your emotional stability. Because emotionally unstable people are a threat to themselves and to the society. So if you're applying for a firearm, I think there's some level of emotional evaluation. But if you're applying for a job, if you have to operate dangerous machinery, or simply being able to relate in a humane and harmonious manner with your fellow employees, simply not being a person, as Dr. Bakari and Grieve said, many persons who are unable to manage their emotions, they cannot control them when challenges occur in the workplace. And I will further state, not only in the workplace, but in life as a whole. So, because of so many persons being unable to manage their emotions, in the Caribbean context, we often talk about a big cuss out. A big cuss out is because of emotions totally out of control. A bust up, people storming out of a meeting, emotions gone wild. As I said in the emotional word, in the motivational word, cost of uncontrolled emotions will far exceed your resources, and you must at all times try to control it. Because you may say something that may sour the relationship going forward in terms of you being able to make any headway in a negotiation that you might be involved in. And if it is that tempers are flaring, words are flying like, bullets from a submachine gun, then you know that we're in a very dangerous place. So it emphasizes the importance of having a level of control. Alright? And there's a saying, you cannot fight anger with anger. If you go into an establishment and you're a customer service representative, and you are responding to an angry customer with more anger, somewhere along the line there's going to be an explosion. So we got to listen to identify the need, we got to lower our tone of voice, control any tendency to be angry, and try to manage that situation. Of course, if it becomes a threat to life or limb, you will have to engage security. So the need for emotional mastery is indeed very critical, very crucial. And the illustration I use of the research done by Dr. Bradbury and Graves clearly made that point. And in their work, they also gave a very nice illustration, and they stated that the emotions that we experience emanate from a number of core feelings. Now, when we think of an emotion, there's a feeling aspect of it. Alright? I'd just like to cite two of the examples that they use. Now, happiness is an emotion, but different persons experience it at different levels of intensity, whether it's high, medium, or low. So, happiness in terms of a high level of intensity will be being overjoyed, exuberant, highly excited. So if you're a football fan, you may be overjoyed that Manchester United defeated Chelsea. You may be overjoyed that the Super Kings in the IPL defeated Calcutta Knight Riders. Alright? You may be exuberant that you were the only winner of last week's Lotto in Trinidad and Tobago, or whichever part of the world where Lotto takes place. However, you may be at a lower level of intensity. You may be cheerful that you are alive. Alright? At a medium level. Alright? At a low level, you may be contented. You may not have everything that you need, but you are contented and you are making the best use of resources at your disposal. Or you may be pleased that your children are not finding themselves in difficult situations. Alright? So the illustrations I made showing you happiness at a high level, at a medium level, and at a low level. If we look at sadness, another emotion. If you are in a situation in terms of sadness where you feel depressed, agonized, and alone, that those aspects of sadness are indeed red flags. Because when we think of depression is a mood disorder. And when you have symptoms of helplessness, hopelessness, alright, and sadness for 2 weeks or more, you are considered to be suffering from depression. Depression is a serious medical condition that requires intervention, either from a psychologist who will use psychotherapy, or from a psychiatrist, a medical doctor, who will use the medical approach. So if you feel depressed, pain and alone, and that overwhelming feeling of sadness for 2 weeks or more, that is a sign and a signal for you to seek professional help. Alright? If you disappointed. You can say that's a low level of sadness, right? If you are in a somber mood, if you are experiencing the blues, all right, at a low level. At a medium level, if you are broken-hearted, with the support, probably of a therapist, support of good friends, you can cope, all right? If you are just feeling down, experiencing the blues, exercise or good rest can help. So given the intensity of the emotion, you must get the understanding to know if it is within our capacity where we can manage it, or if it is beyond our capacity where we may need the help of a psychologist or a psychiatrist. So this presentation this evening has made the point that we are predominantly emotional beings, and if we are predominantly emotional beings, greater attention must be paid in understanding how we experience emotions and how we are able to manage those emotions. Because if you are to be effective in doing anything, you cannot reach people alone by the mere presentation of facts. So throughout history, we have had many brilliant speakers. And if you look at the old Caribbean context, if you think about Uriah Butler, he was not only knowledgeable about trade unionism, but he made an emotional connection with his audience through his messianic way of communicating, right? Stirring the emotions within people to move in a particular way. If you think of the late great Marcus Garvey, similarly, besides facts and analysis, there was also that emotional appeal that he was able to connect with his audience and stir them. You think about Malcolm X, similarly, a similar skill, all right? And many other great speakers, right? They appeal not with only facts, but with emotions, because we are highly emotional beings. So, understanding and having a deeper understanding, taking a deeper look, is critical for our well-being. The advertisers, when they design an ad campaign, they are not just presenting mere facts. They pay attention to the colors that they use in the ad, the music that they play, the people they have involved in the ad, how they are dressed, all right? And they create an atmosphere that will touch you at an emotional level, and that might be the key in you buying their product or service. So whether it's managing our own emotions, whether it's understanding how we are attacked at an emotional level, it is critical, because that opening motivational word captures it all. The inability to control our emotions will cost us more than our resources are designed to contend with. So it is in our best interest to pay attention to the research done by Dr. Bradbury and Greaves, pay attention to others who have done research in this area in terms of giving us that deeper understanding of the role that emotions play in our lives. It is inescapable, and we need to upskill and upgrade our capacity to manage it and to live the kind of life where we can lessen the tension, lessen the acrimony, and create greater harmony in what we do, right? So if music is the essence of life, or one of the essences of life, we need to have harmony. But if we are overcome with sadness, if we are overcome with fears, etc., that harmony certainly will be discordant. So I know you have received the message, you have absorbed the message, you are impressed with what was said, and you will continue to support this channel. You will continue to call on your friends and relatives to support this channel. And those who are listening and viewing for the first time, you will not hesitate to hit the subscribe button. You will not hesitate to contribute through our YPay link on the description page. And of course, I remind you of our various services: coaching and counseling, one-on-one and through groups, the ongoing 4-week public speaking course at $1,200 for students, $1,800 for the general public, the ongoing fundamentals of psychology course, 10-week, at $3,800, and there's a payment plan to help you. All right, the ongoing mastering emotional intelligence and becoming emotionally resilient. That is 1,800 students, 2,500 for the general public, and for groups of 5, you get $1,500 per person and an overall cost of $7,500. So whether you want to enroll in any of these courses, whether you would like to access our coaching and counseling services, or any other workshop that we do in leadership, entrepreneurship, cooperative development, or community development, among others, just give us a call at 1-868-77851, 1-868-779-2544, or email us at leadershipwithadifference@gmail.com. So, subscribe, like the video, comment on the video, share the video, and look forward once again next week for another powerful presentation. So put a check on your emotions, become emotionally strong, and continue to give this channel, your favorite YouTube channel, all of the support that we deserve. So thank you, and I will see you next week. Please God. Thank you.